friends, for today's science experiment, we're going to be watching how colors can mix together to make other colors, and we're also going to be observing that water can travel through different surfaces, similar to what we did with the celery and the blue water. If you want to do the science experiment along with us at home, you'll need a few things. You'll need a jar, you'll need 6 of these, 6 jars or 6 cups, some water, some food coloring. You'll need the colors red, blue, and yellow. And you'll also need either 6 paper towels, pieces of toilet paper, or you could try this with cloth rags. This is my first time doing the science experiment, so I'm excited to see what happens. And if you do it at home, if you want to share what happened with yours, that would be cool too. You also have the option, if you would like to follow along with your science journal for this experiment. What we're going to be doing today is I'm going to be putting water in each of these jars, and we're going to be putting each of the colors that I have here. We call these 3 colors primary colors, into the jars, and then connecting them with paper towels to see if we can get the water to travel from different jars and to make some new colors. So the question that we're going to be answering today is, what happens when we mix colors? Go ahead, if you're following along with us, on number 1, you can write down the problem. And for number 2, you're going to write down your hypothesis. So you're going to be answering that question. What do you think is going to happen? For number 2, you can answer that question using the sentence starter, I think. Go ahead now and record your hypothesis for number 2. And now we're ready to set up the experiment. After we set up the experiment, you're going to be drawing a picture for your observations. This experiment does take 2 days, so you'll be able to see the results on Monday, but today we're going to get it set up. The first thing that I'm going to do is, with my paper towels, I did this with a few of them already. I folded them up and rolled them, and then folded them in half. I'm going to finish doing that with the 3 that I have. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to fill these jars with water. I'm going to fill them about halfway. And I have my jars kind of in a circle shape. And if you're doing this with us, you're also going to want to have your jars, and I need a little bit more. It's a little bit more than half of the water in here now, using all the water I have in my cup. All right, so now I'm going to show you. My jars are in a circle shape, and that's important for you to see for the part that we're going to do next. So all right, now I'm going to be adding the food coloring to some of the jars. Mine are in a circle, so what I need to do is make sure that I leave some empty ones in between my colors. I'm going to start with blue. And this first jar here, I'm going to add blue food coloring to. Carefully dropping it in. Try not to get this on your fingers. You might need to ask a grown-up for help if you're doing this along with us at home. I'm gonna stir this up until it turns blue. All right, there's our blue jar. Now I'm gonna leave this one totally empty here. And I'm gonna go to the next one over in my circle to add the next color. So I'm leaving this one empty. It's just gonna be water. And I'm gonna add a new color here. And I'm gonna add red to this jar here. Add a few drops very carefully. I'm gonna mix it up. That needs to be a little bit darker. I want more color in there, so I'm gonna add a few more drops of red. And I'll mix it up. All right, that looks pretty good. There's our red jar. Now I'm gonna leave the next one in my circle empty. We're just gonna have water in there. And my last jar is where I'm going to add yellow. So I'll do a couple of drops here. Yellow is a little bit lighter, so I put a little extra in there. And I'll mix it up. That's a nice yellow color. All right. So now from above, this is what my jars look like in the circle. I have yellow, empty, red, empty, blue, empty. Now I'm going to be using the paper towels to connect my jars. I'm going to put the paper towels in the top of the jar so it's sitting in the liquid on both sides. I'm going to put all my paper towels in and then I will show you what it looks like. One more. All right, so this is what the experiment now looks like from above, and I'll show you what it looks like from the side. We have our red jar, an empty jar, our yellow jar. And on the paper towel, you can even start to notice that some of it is coming up onto the paper towel. And what we're hoping happens is that this is gonna move, yellow here is gonna move all the way to our empty jar here. So that's our experiment. The last thing that you're gonna do if you're following along with us is for number 3 for observations, you're going to draw a picture of what you see here. Go ahead on your observations and draw your picture. All right, that's our experiment for today. On Monday, we will see what happens to our walking rainbow.